Greetings to you all, my dear brothers and sisters, in the most precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Hope all of you are doing good. Thank God that we are also safe and sound in spite of all the challenges we face. The challenge of this third wave is again coming up, with a warning that it's going to be more serious than it was in the two previous waves. We are all bound to be very careful in this phase 2, in the third phase, because of this third wave, not knowing what it's really going to bring unto us. All those who take serious and proper precautions can be safe, but at the same time, without the safety given by God, none of us will be safe. So let us stick on to God's word and prayer, besides being a part of our own work. Let's turn for today's meditation to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10, which is a continuation. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10. We have 20 verses in this chapter. Dead flies can make a whole bottle of perfume stink, and a little stupidity can cancel out the greatest wisdom. It is natural for the wise to do the right thing and fools to do the wrong things. Their stupidity will be evident even to strangers they meet along the way. They let everyone know that they are fools. If your ruler becomes angry with you, do not hand in your resignation. Serious wrongs may be pardoned if you keep calm. Here is an injustice I have seen in the world, an injustice caused by rulers. Stupid people are given positions of authority while the rich are ignored. I have seen slaves on horseback while noble men go on foot like slaves. If you dig a pit, you fall in it. If you break through a wall, a snake bites you. If you work in a stone quarry, you get hurt by stones. If you split wood, you get hurt doing it. If your axe is dull and you do not sharpen it, you have to work harder to use it. It is smarter to plan ahead. Knowing how to charm a snake is of no use if you let the snake bite first. What the wise say brings them honor, but fools are destroyed by their own words. They start out with silky talk and end up with pure madness. A fool talks on and on. No one knows what's going to happen next, and no one can tell us what will happen after we die. Only someone too stupid to find his way home would wear himself out with work. A country is in trouble when its king is a youth and its leaders feast all night long. But a country is fortunate to have a king who makes his own decisions and leaders who eat at the proper time, who control themselves and do not get drunk. When you are too lazy to repair your roof, it will leak and the house will fall in. Feasting makes you happy and wine cheers you up, but you cannot have either without money. Do not criticize the king, even silently, and do not criticize the rich, even in the privacy of your bedroom. A bird might carry the message and tell them what you said. These are really wise sayings. As to see right in the beginning, even in the previous chapter, of course, we could see that even a single drop of a poison in the bottle is going to spoil the whole thing. It's whole water, even in the food. One drop of anything can spoil our own health, body, leading to our death, destruction. And in the same manner, a simple as we think word which has its stupidity can spoil our image, our wisdom. Forget about that. It can also spoil our image. Even if we are not too wise, that's not a problem. If we are not wise, it is a problem, of course. But a small foolish word which comes out of our mouth, all the time the image that we have had so far will go in vain. People do not consider any of our further efforts to please them or efforts to prove ourselves to be better in future. That is how the rulers also lose their image and people lose their faith in them. All will have to be very careful in their speeches or in their behavior with anyone, even with the person who is lowest in the rank. We all need to be very wise. That is what you and I need to learn. Yes, we are human beings. There is no doubt we become weak in certain areas. But we should also be in our own control. Whatever we do, whatever we talk, whatever we see, it talks about our own image. Say a person is watching or seeing something which is not his part, seeing something which is stupid, seeing something which is foolish, he will lose his image. People say, hey, what is this person watching? What is this person seeing? Even for fun. We should not watch certain things which are not our part. Our part in the sense which is not for us. It can talk about our age, it can talk about our family, it can talk about the status, whatever it is. And that should be taught right from the beginning. Nothing to do with religion or anything. The standards that we have learned, it comes from that. And now is what this Bible says very clearly. A small thing, a small stupidity can spoil the greatest image that we have. We might have reached 10,000 people, but one small thing can reach out to a small person who can talk very bad about us, and that is the reason why we should be very careful. The moment we get an image for good things, from that day onwards, we should be very careful. We should always keep this in mind. As long as we are all stupid, of course, people, they have already got into their minds, okay, he's a stupid fellow. If at all we are ignored, we are not stupid, we are not wise. Okay, we don't have any image, we don't have any popularity, people do not know us. Fine, well and good. No one is there to bother us. We are just living our own way. We are living our own way. No one is there to disturb us. That is fine. But the moment we get a name, even a little fame, in a small place also, from that time onwards, we should be very, very careful. There can be criticism, There can be anything, but we should always be very careful to respond to that, to react to it. How we are really going to react to that one, we have to keep that on our guard. We may be angry. We have to be very strong in saying something, no problem. But the words of abuse will always talk ill of us forever. It can spoil our reputation completely. He once used this, and then the respect goes and it will never come back. Talking every time, very good, but if the person is a liar, he tells a simple lie for something in order to escape or do whatever, his image is gone and becomes a liar forever in the words of people or in the mouths of people. People will not trust. That is the reason why we should be very careful. Do not know how life is going to lead us, how life is going to be there with us. We should always remember the moment for the very first time that we get a name, we should keep that name. We should try. We should learn how to. Because from that time onwards, the challenges start. Till then, there is no challenge at all. Life without challenges, just a life which is going on without any fruitfulness. It's just going on. But the moment the fruitfulness is seen, it should go without futility. And are we trying for that or not? That we have to see very carefully. We need to keep ourselves on guard, protection. We all believe that most of the people who are wise, they always keep talking what is right, and fools keep talking something wrong. Stupid people always prove themselves that they are stupid right in front of strangers, because right in the very beginning itself, it is said that people would understand that whether this person is a wise person or a foolish person or a stupid person, whatever. In the first speech and the first talk, people can understand us. In some cases, people try to show their smartness right in the beginning, but after some time their foolishness is understood. There are chances like that also. We need to be very careful with each and every one. All may not be wise, all may not be foolish, but the moment we get the word or a title for ourselves that, oh, this person is a wise person, we should try from that time onwards that we would not become foolish. Is it a blessing? Is it a blessing that we get a good name? First, it is a blessing. Next, it is a challenge to keep it up till the end. As a ruler, as a person in the authority, whatever position you are in, maybe the working place you are in has given you some responsibility. Everywhere, the moment they give you some small responsibility, the moment they give a name is wonderful, or yeah, he is good, keep that, and till the end of the day that you work in that same place, you should be good. If you do not become, that is a different matter. If it is not better, you will not be the best. That is a different thing. At least you will not go down from good. That you and I should see. None of us is perfect, and that is the reason why at least you should not go down from that level of being good. Never allow people to call, he has gone mad. Again, why? We do not know. We thought that he was a good person or she was a good person, but he or she is not so. We thought that this person is a good administrator or a manager or a good employee, this or that, but the same thing is not seen. Yeah, we should not get such a thing at all. People should not have such an opinion of us. We should maintain that till the end. The moment people talk about us, they have to talk only good things about us. Okay, he's a good person. May not be better than others, but he's good. Fine, at least that is enough. If you become better and if you become the best, then challenge is more. Why? Once you get that, it is not enough because you have to keep it till the end. Same thing like getting a job is not that important. It is important because we all need a job. But keeping that job is very, very challenging. Getting itself is a challenge, but keeping that is more challenging than getting it. We are all in need of something. We all need everyone. And what we need to keep is keep the smile, keep the job, keep the goodness which is there in you. Be a virtuous person throughout your life. In spite of seeing all the wicked and stupid people, never mind about them. You cannot escape them. They will always be there throughout your life. But because of them, you should not get disturbed. You should not disturb your life and lifestyle. You should not disturb your own name also. It has come once and will remain, and even after your death, people will remember you for that. And that is where you and I should be cautious, meticulous. Sometimes we see the people in authority become angry, they shout, reprimand us, but after some time, things will settle down. There are two things that we can see. There can be our mistake. There can be their mistakes also. Because even a ruler, the person in the authority is also not perfect. And you and I are also not perfect. So we should be very careful here again. If the ruler becomes, because of his authoritativeness or because of this authority, both, may reprimand, shout at you and me, that is the time we need to be very calm, and we should be very careful in reacting to that. Maybe after some time, if it is your wrong, your calmness will make the other person forgive you, pardon you, excuse you. If the person or if the mistake is from the authority's side, your calmness will still make that person realize his own fault or her own fault, and why have I done this mistake? The person can call us back. I think there was some mistake, please don't keep that. The person may not say sorry, that is a different matter. The person may not say sorry to us, but will say this, I think please don't keep that in mind, just forget about it, let's just go on. That itself is a kind of saying sorry. Because of his level or her level, the person may not be able to say sorry. But the person has realized it. And there we have to understand, it is fine. We should just go on. But from that time onwards, every step should be very careful again. Because in this world we find full of injustice. Everywhere you go, injustice is there. Even in the courts of law we find All cases are not properly justified. All judges are not able to give proper judgment. There is some injustice done somewhere or the other. Rulings not very apt, maybe according to some people. We do not know how things are going on, but we are just in this world. Close our eyes and should go on. That is, we should all close our eyes to certain things which are not related to us. Have God there before us. Put God before us, then move ahead. Because we know at least what is right and what is wrong. People know, but still they choose to do wrong things, to do things which are of injustice. One day or the other, they are accountable. They have to give an account to God. They have to give an account to everyone. Their decisions and their kind of judgments will make them either lift their heads up in front of everyone, or otherwise put their heads down and go in shame. That time, the fellow who got injustice will lift his head up right in front of that person who was in authority earlier. And that will put that person in shame. He will lift his head up and go and say, justice has come. God is there. We trusted that you would do something. You did not do. But God does. You got what you deserved. Finish. Because each and every one of us will have to keep one thing in our minds. That is, our jobs are not permanent. Positions are not permanent. Life itself is not permanent. Then what is there? What should we do? The poor is just getting injustice, and after some time, that same poor man, I may die poor, but I work for something right. Today, the injustice that you did because of your authority, you misused the authority and your position. But I do not have such a position. When we are in authority, we should take every step to do right. You and I, when we are of no importance at all, even the small good or the greatest thing that you and I may do will not be recognized by people because we are not popular. We are not famous. If some film actor or some crooked person, if he or she does some good thing, that person will become really great. People know that this person is wicked, crooked, a person who is evil all the time, but has just done something which is good. People call it as social service, this or that. Then people start, wow, this person has done something good. He's a very nice, how good person he is, how kind-hearted. Means people change. We cannot trust the minds of the people. They keep changing their words, they keep changing their decisions, everything. And why is that person trying to do that one? Because nobody knows. Some people know, some people do not know. The person is trying to cover his own faults by doing these things. The person can be a ruler, king, or a minister, or a great person, very good, means a big shot, a great business person, whoever the person is. But a poor man, in spite of being very righteous and being very good, he is not recognized at all. But still, God recognizes him That is there. You and I may not recognize, or people may not recognize you and me because of our financial conditions, but God is there. He is there to give the rewards to us according to what we do in His own time. He has His time. We do not have to expect everything to happen immediately. The disappointments that we have in our lives is just because of our expectations that everything should happen instantly. No, God has His own timings. Let us wait for that and He will show it. Great rulers fell down. Great rulers who became very famous and very popular than anybody else, they fell down. They fell at the feet of the poor people also, the ordinary people also. If you and I are faithful to God, guarding means protecting or keeping ourselves from talking something which is stupid, which is folly, then God will lift us up in His time. Let us wait for God's time, not our time. Let us not mention before God our time. Let us wait for His time. That is when we are considered wise by God. If people call us wise, let us not take that. They call us wise when we are very sweet to them, in spite of their wrongs. They call us stupid when we talk in the same manner, right? Means we become stupids because we speak to them in the same way. That is, you have done something wrong, then we become stupid before them. We should keep on praising. So such people are also there. Life is challenging, not very easy. If you observe this, everywhere, in every step of our lives, even at home, children, they do not like being criticized or questioned these days. We find this problem. Spouses are also of the same thing. Some, they do not like to be questioned, they do not like to be corrected. Spouses or children, sometimes parents also stick on to that same adamancy, saying that, yeah, we are older than you were. We know what is right. Sometimes we may go wrong, but still we stick on to that one. But the right time comes when our good or bad things will come out. That time will decide whether we did or whether what we did was good or bad, wise or foolish. So, till our death, we should not take a chance of losing our temperament. We should not take a chance of losing our credibility and people's faith in us. It does not mean that you should be sweet all the time. When people do wrong, say that they are wrong. But at the same time, you should also know how to say that. Admonish, but in the right way, with a good intention, not by showing cruelty or wickedness or a kind of green eyes on them. Then you and I will be lifted up because our intentions are good. People may not see our intentions, but God can definitely see that. It is only God who can see our inner feelings. He can understand our inner feelings, and He will give us our rewards in the right time. That is at the end. If you remain faithful unto your ruler, your boss, till the end, he will not keep your rewards with him. He trusted you, she trusted you, and you are there safe. At times, You may have been hurt, but still that will be recovered later, either with your apology or with that person's apology. And that person's apology may not be a kind of an apology, but in the other style it will be an apology when you understand deeply. Yes, we need to be careful in this world because the world is full of injustice. But you should never come down from that dignity. Justice is justice. Never go for injustice at all. Never act unjustly, because God is the one who is watching each and everything about our movements, our behavior, our talks, our watchings, observations, and everything. And we also see there are some people who are given higher posts, the posts or positions of authority, who do not know how to use that. They misuse that with their stupidity. There are some people, some business people, the employers, they keep certain people as their mediators. But it's not that they are perfect in choosing. They may go wrong, but at the same time, in spite of knowing that others are not whether the others are good or bad, not knowing whether they are good or bad, they take them because of the need also at times. But stupid people are given authority. You know what happens when stupid people are given that? They make their work, their office, their administration, their management, their maintenance, everything stupid only. This is how it is. But there are chances that some people think for a while, now all these years I have been stupid. All these years I've been naive to any kind of such work. Now this is the time God has given me this opportunity to become a good person, maybe in this position, in this higher position. This is the time that I need to be wise. I have to learn the skill. The person becomes very humble, and that person will become wise surprisingly. But if that is there in you and me, literally and really wonderful, we have to thank God for that. And we should be careful there also again. Yes, people are given positions of authority while the rich are ignored. Slaves are seen on the horseback, noblemen walk on foot. This is also there. That is why everything is like injustice. Yes, but here you see at the end, what is the result? Today you may not know how things are going to happen, but definitely there is a day when the person is going to get his reward or her reward for what he or she has done on this earth. And because it is God who is doing it, He will do it justly, not in a manner how the worldly ruler does or the worldly judge does. Sometimes there are chances that people of this world, even in their positions, they can go after money and lose their credibility. They go after money. Because of money, the right becomes wrong and the wrong becomes right for them. But in front of God, wrong is wrong, right is right. Virtue is virtue, sin is a sin. There is no compromise with God. And if you ask a question whether God is watching all these things, yes, He is watching. Then why is He not responding? He is not a man. like you and me, who would respond to each and everything instantly. He has his timings. That is the time that will decide whether you have to lift your head up or otherwise bow your head down with shame. Now you and I may talk something, but on that day, in that particular time, we have no words at all because the work starts happening. It is God's decision. That is the reason why never fear man, but fear God. But it does not mean that you should be careless about other person, because we have to respect the other person in the way we treat that person, in the way we look at that person, the way we talk to that person, the way we handle that person, the way we help that person, and with the right motto or with the right intention. Because we find in this world people helping others with wrong intentions also. Such things are also there. So we should keep away from them. At the same time, we should keep away ourselves from such things. If at all we were doing that, we should not do it anymore now. If God has given a good name, even once, then you are not in a better position. It has come as a praise for the first time, but it is going to keep you in danger if at all you lose it. That you and I should keep it in mind. If we are digging our own pit, we are going to fall in that. We dig the pit for others, but we fall in it after some time. We may throw somebody today. You and I may harm someone today for anything, for any ethnic reason, or for some foolish reason. But that is not going to leave us. The work that we have done today for others, against others, will not leave us to tomorrow. You do not know tomorrow is yours. And after that tomorrow, you do not know what will be the next day. If at all your day ends with today itself, tomorrow is not known. Nothing will be known. The day when the judgment comes from the one who is in authority above all authorities of this world, those people who supported you, those judges who gave you the wrong judgment, according to you it may have been right, but according to justice that has done something wrong to the poor, that person will have to bow down before God in shame and will be punished severely. No one can save that person, and you also, because you got it from that person. You got the support for a wrong thing. So never think that you will be safe because you got the security from the highest position. But that same security, the person of that highest rank is himself or herself not in safety after some time. Have you not known how many ministers died previously? Just a few months ago, because of this COVID, right? Good were there, bad were there. Right? Life is the challenge. In everything, it is a challenge. If you start a good thing, it becomes more challenging than it was earlier, right? So, with one good work, don't have to think that you will remain good all through your life. If you start doing good once, then you should continue to do it in different ways, in different areas of life. And it's very challenging and dangerous. If you are not able to do, if you are quitting, that is okay. But you should not do bad. Not able to do because of health or whatever, at least fine. At least you should not harm. At least you should not talk ill of others. That is where you and I should be very careful. Because stones are there. We get hurt. Our words themselves are stones, right? They go on reach others and they may come back to us and hit us. It will be hurting to us also. Definitely. The world is full of reflections everywhere. Don't we know that? We know. Despite knowing, if we continue to do the same thing, there will never be a fool, and there will not be people more foolish than us. So we need to be not smart, wise, not intelligent according to the earth, but we have to be very wise and careful, and our words should be justifiable, and we should be able to consider certain things for good and bad that we receive, right? And we should be good decision makers in certain areas, not taking foolish decisions. This is our work. This is how we have to be. We have to be smart, yes, definitely, but in a good way. And that is why people say, don't act too smart. We hear people saying that everywhere. Parents tell the children the same thing. Teachers say to the students there in schools and even in colleges also. And the subordinates hear that from the superiors at times indirectly, because that is not the language that even the superiors will have to, though some superiors they talk in the same manner, because even that is also observed by people. But it should be conveyed and it should be understood that we should not act too smart, but the same words should not come. Language priority should always be there while talking with anyone. Yes. Knowing how to talk is fine, it's a kind of a gift. But we should make sure that it would not hurt, because we will get the hurt back. Because knowing how to charm a snake is of no use if you let the snake bite you first, right? You may be good in talking, but if you make the person criticize you, all that you have planned to do will go in vain. And it is because of your previous image, right? This is how it happens. Suppose a person who is a magician comes and starts doing some magic, and the other person comes and explains that he has done this trick in this following manner, so this is not a trick anymore or whatever. And that person's show is totally spoiled. So we should not make the other person know the secrets of our magics. And in this manner we have to see that. Yes, we should know how to handle situations. We need to be wise. In every area, people are there to act too smart, but we should be smarter than they are in reacting to them. Right? Our reactions are very important, because our reactions make us wise. Our words also, everything that we do or see or talk, they only decide whether we are fools or wise people. Prudence is important. And at the same time, there is one more thing that we should keep in our minds. The wise people talk less, the fools keep on talking. They have no control over their tongue. In the youth, yes, even after becoming a middle-aged person, after becoming old, still if we go on doing the same thing, people will never appreciate us, and will remain fools throughout our lives. Talk when it is necessary. Do not go with more words of comfort when a person is in loss. Just be there to comfort. Your presence itself will do something. Or if at all you can do something in action, try. If you cannot, remain calm. Just show your presence. That itself will do. But talking something meaningless will make you a fool. The purpose of going there, that is to pacify the situation, will go in vain again. Right. Because you have no guarantee of whether you can do good or not, whether you can help or not. Remain silent. If you do not know what to do at that time, just show your presence. Yes, we should not go on talking. There are some people, they go to certain families where they find someone dead, and there are a few people who are crying, and these people wanting to go and pacify, or don't cry, this or that, they start saying something, and they start saying certain meaningful things also. They consider you foolish. If I do like that, I'll be foolish. I have to just go show my presence. I should go on doing something, get myself involved in doing something else in that situation. What can I do? If I do not know, better remain calm. At least the person has seen me, means the person who is alive, having lost the other one, the beloved one, he or she is there, just has seen me, and that itself is fine, enough. That if I can do something, yes, let me get engaged in some kind of a work with some proper arrangements, whatever they are doing, trying to do, talk with other people, do something, that is fine. But if we keep talking foolishly, then we'll be fools. Unwanted words should not be there. The person comes, cries, calm, remain calm, let the person cry. Your patting can just help in reducing the agony to some extent. It will not go immediately with you, with your presence or with your words. Every time they see a new person, agony keeps coming, because that new person is a beloved person again. Maybe, right? So that goes on. But presence is there. Your presence itself is enough. That is why we can remember one thing, what Jesus said. Yeah. Lord, when Paul asked, Lord, I have the thorn in my body, in my flesh. I'm suffering and I'm struggling. What did Jesus say at the time? My dear servant, my dear Paul, my presence is enough for you. My grace is sufficient for you. That's it. God's grace is more than enough. So, in such situations, at troubled situations, your presence will do. For your friends, your relatives. Right. Yeah, because we do not know exactly what will bring them peace now. Yeah. So, different situations will be there in different families. Your solution cannot be their solutions. Some solution has helped you, but that same solution will not help them. So just remain calm, just be there. Okay, this person was there, may not have done anything, but was there as a support. Of course, if I asked something, the person would have done something, right? But I didn't say, no one said, the person was there, that's fine. Yes, at some times, your calmness will certainly keep you amongst those wise people. Right. Now, it is something, we are almost at the close. Now we are going to observe a few other verses also. Let's see. Giving some positions to those people who are very young, in the young and tender age, it is really foolish. Yes. And some people say, oh, we need the youth to be the leaders. Yeah, but not in the highest positions. Remember, they should know what is leadership. Many testings should go on, because at times they can take some wrong decisions also. They seem to be very wise, seem to be very intelligent, but when troubled situations come, their decisions may be proved to be wrong, and that can take us to the destructive end. Others will go without any benefits. The country will also be in loss, and this young leader may not know what to do at the time. It is only intelligence which is counted. Wisdom will be counted after some time. Wisdom will be counted when the person is able to handle the most difficult situations in a proper way. In spite of all the difficulties and all the wrongs, the person, without losing his or her credibility, will go on to have a smooth run for the people. They may be crying, but he will be there or she will be there to pacify and to help those people. May not be able to get the loss back immediately, but will give the assurance that it will come in its time, but till then he or she is there for them, at least to support them for some time. Yes, what will a chief minister or a prime minister or a president of a country or a state do when the houses and buildings are totally destroyed because of floods or whatever it is? They can give, the government can give some money, but if 10 houses or 1,000 houses are gone, how much money can the government give? How much can they promise? They can take care of such people by giving some places to live. Refugee centers will be there. They can be as refugees for some time, start working again, and then earn money. Till that time, when there is no chance to work, government will feed. Minister can promise some amount of money and some food free of cost, and that is the time they can invite rich people to do some favor, social organizations to come. That's all. But whatever is gone, your certificates are lost, what can the chief minister do or any other person can do? They can give other certificates. If those documents are already there in the office, may get. So different ways are there to think. There are different problems, different challenges that we can think of. No one can help 100%. The small amount of help that we receive will do to encourage us to regain our strength and continue to do the work till the end. That is how it is. So, and the other one that we were discussing earlier is, when we are in our youth, it is better not to go for highest positions, but better to go one by one. The moment you are given some authority, try to learn how to deal with that one, how to handle the position first. Learn. Next, immediate one. Do not jump to the highest. 2-3 jumps also will not do. maybe sometimes you have understood, but you will know you can become smart enough in handling that only when you have already experienced it. Till then, there is no guarantee of perfection in that. Perfection, of course, not to anyone, at least mastering it. Others can do it, but when an elderly person does, he will go with respect. When the young person does it, will get the respect, but he should always keep on guard that no wrong should go in between again. When the wrong happens, that is the time he will have to struggle, or she will have to struggle again to get back that image, but it's not that easy. The moment you get anything, better make sure that you would not lose it. Any kind of a job, a small job or a big job, that does not matter, but a job, name, good name, the moment you received it, keep it, don't lose it. This is how we have to be. Nothing negative should come as feelings in us. We should always be careful, wise, and we should also be helpful to everyone. And the last thing that we should see here is, the last two things are there. We should not be lazy. That is why we should always keep ourselves in God, at home or in the workplace or anywhere, in the workplace of God, right? In God's house, we should never be lazy. We should keep on doing the work. If we are fruitful, we are in the workplace. If we are fruitful in the house, then we will get respect even in the society. And we will be fruitful when we keep doing some work, something or the other. Even if there is little amount, you will still remain happy, not just with huge amounts. There are some people we can observe in this world that they keep doing nonsense in order to get fame, in order to get the appreciation, in order to keep the job. Of course, they will try to trouble other people also. They are in authority. They try to trouble others, put them into difficult situation in order to keep themselves there. When I am here in this position, let me trouble others, let me make others work by troubling them, even for things that they are not supposed to, because I am in authority. I have to make them do this, and they will get the appreciation. But after some time, of course, the boss or the employer knows who has done something correct. All chances are there. So we all need to be careful in everything, not troubling others. Being in authority or in some higher position is not to trouble the people who are there, people who are subordinates to you. It does not mean that you have to please by doing wrong things to them also. You be what you are. Do good, never do bad. Help in the right manner. Helping should not be in a kind of spoon feeding. Don't have to do it yourself. Give suggestions, show them the route. That is also a kind of a help. And that is how you should maintain your job. Keep your job. Being too good, again, will be at the cost of your own name, reputation. After some time, you will realize it, I will realize it. And the next thing is, the final thing, what we can be very careful is about talking anything about others, criticizing about others, against anyone. Saying anything against anyone is not correct. Talking negative about others, whether you know people or not. You might have known the whole family history, but it does not mean you should go and talk wrong against them. You don't have to talk about their history with others. Just because there is some clash between you and the other person. Earlier you were friends, or earlier you had no relations, but you came to know something wrong. You don't have to talk. Something wrong happens in everyone, but in order to patch up, of course, you have to do something, or you just wait for the right time to come. You can become friends. Developing a bond is very difficult. Losing a friend is very easy. Losing a good person in life is very easy. Maintaining a relationship is something which is very difficult. It is not that easy. We should keep that in mind. What is that? Maintaining a relationship is the toughest task in life. Maintaining the bond. Losing anyone is very easy. Losing an employee is very easy. Losing an employer is very easy. Losing a subordinate is very easy. Losing a superior is very easy. But getting that person, keeping that person is very difficult. So, how do we maintain that? By keeping our mouth in control. Never criticize anyone. Your criticism may discourage the other person, may not help that person. You may laugh today, the other day you may fall. That fellow will come and laugh at you. And that time you will feel the pain, and you don't talk, and you were talking earlier, and you deserve it today. This is what people say. This is what even God can say. Never say anything against anyone. Even a young fellow, even a small boy, your son or a daughter, never criticize. In front of him or her, you can make corrections, no problem. Do the corrections, never mind. There are corrections that can be made in public. There are corrections that you can make only personally. Decide what has to be done where. Is it possible that we can correct even the superiors? Yes, why not? By talking to them personally, with a request, in a very humble manner. Not with the mode of correction, but just reminding, this is what I have seen. This is how I observed in other places. I think this can be done, or we can also follow something like this. May not be exactly how they did, may not be how exactly others did, but we can have our own way of doing it. We can think of that. So such suggestions will always be of some use to us. We can try and follow them. But criticizing, talking ill of people is not good. Above all, talking anything against a king or a ruler is going to bring disaster. We invite destruction by talking negative, wrong against rulers. We find people talking ill of others, and especially those in authority, and finally they lose jobs. Some people are in prison. We find all these. Caste also is something which has to be considered. Caste, actually it is not a caste. This is a creation of a man. But you see, some people, they think they are of a higher caste, and if anyone talk ill of that caste, they will make it a big issue, and they will definitely take revenge in such a manner that that person who has talked something, may not be too wrong, maybe a small mistake, will want to see that person in prison or be punished very severely. And that same person can talk ill of other downcast people. This is another kind of an injustice. But see, whatever it is, Never talk ill, never criticize anyone, and especially never criticize the person who is in higher authority. Let things go. You think you have spoken very silently and privately, but those words will certainly go in different way, in a different manner. You do not know how they reach them, but people will get the news and you will be in trouble, I will be in trouble. Let us all be very careful in our talks, in our looks, in our observations, in our watchings, and in our behavior, in our treating others, in everything. Above all people, God is watching us. The prudence is something which is a very, very important now. Let us walk according to that. Let us go for the wisdom of God, not the wisdom of this world. Wisdom of God is very essential. Let's go for that one. God will give when we ask Him for that, and He will sustain us. He will bless us with His abundance. You may be small as long as you are on this earth. However small you are on this earth, if you have remained faithful to God, you will become very big there in God's place, the place where God has decided to keep you. Maybe on earth or even after the life on earth, wherever. Remaining faithful to God is very important. Let us all work on that and get the blessings from God. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for all the thoughts that you have given us. Lord, help us to keep ourselves in control in everything that we do or see or talk or treat in every way. Lord, help us to be very careful and meticulous, and without losing our credibility and without losing people's faith in us, we should go on. And first of all, we should not lose your faith in us. You have trusted us as your children that we would not go wrong. Of course, we have our weaknesses, but at the same time, when it comes in the terms of justice, yes, you know that we would stick on to your word, which you have already taught us. Help us to walk accordingly. Help us to remain wise according to you in your style throughout our lives. The moment we started obtaining that wisdom, we should not go away from that at all, Lord. Bless us and be with us. Help us to not become foolish even with a single word or a single gesture. Thank you for your wonderful words. Be with us, guide us. I do offer this prayer in the most precious and matchless name of Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen, amen, and amen.